Hello, guys. This is a recording of this week's classes. So especially for Tuesday when we don't have live classes, you can watch Tuesdays. Pay special attention to Tuesday's slides. If you do not have class with me normally on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Wednesday only, please watch not only Tuesday but also Thursday's class, okay? Um, because this is kind of the review, getting all ready for a retake on the USA Test Prep interim. So if you did not score well on your interim exam, watch this video, come to live classes this week that are when they're available. Tuesday, we will not have any live class connect sessions, but come when you can, watch this video. After you have finished watching this video, log in. I'll have you log into MobyMax, and there is an assessment in there for you to take to raise your grade for your USA Test Prep interim. So if you did not score well, even if you did, please go ahead and take the Moby one. It's a lot shorter than the one in USA Test Prep. It will not take you near as long. I think maybe 10, 15 minutes to take it. Of course, do your best. If you need to take longer, do take longer. With that being said, let's get started. So this first section, we're going to be talking about tone and comparing to text. We're going to make connections and look at mood and tone. And I will make connections between ideas and text and use our comprehension skills. I'm not going to read all of this. Of course, this is being recorded and distributed for learning purposes. To review this lesson, it's going to be emailed out to you, and you'll have a link in your email to click on this. I want to remind you about Monday morning zeros. This week, you could have got Monday morning zero if you have not turned in, of course, your personal narrative. I believe I already gave Monday morning zeros last week for that, but I've updated those. You could also get a Monday morning zero for 2.02. If you did not take that quiz, you got a Monday morning zero. Or if you did not take your interim exam, you got a Monday morning zero. So if you have not done either of those things, please pause this video and go take care of those real quick and come back and finish this up. Especially if you've not taken your interim, because you need to know what you made on it originally to see, do you really need the retake? And even if you don't really need the retake, this will give me more data to prove that, yes, you do know this, or no, you don't. So I can start working on individualized lessons to get you ready for your STAR test. All right, what are we doing this week? We are doing today, you should be working on lesson 2.04 in your OLS. It is reading the speech, Obama's third annual back to school speech. I do have that recorded and you can follow along with me. It is already in the class newsletter. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, when we do not have live classes, you're expected to do lesson 2.05. That one is also, of course, with 2.04, there was a quiz attached to it. Remember, go back and pull your notes up from 2.03 when you're doing that quiz so that you can make the best grade possible, because you may see questions from 2.03 on that. On Tuesday, you're supposed to do 2.05. There is no quiz attached to it, but it's important to know to get you ready to write your persuasive essay. All right. On Wednesday, you should be working on 2.06. It does have a quiz attached to it. It is you have two computer graded assignments for this week, 2.04 and 2.06. And then and that one is not yet recorded, along with 207 and 208. I just ran out of time. I will get those up before Wednesday for sure, and each day. I'm going to work really hard about getting, that's going to be next on my plate, is getting those recorded and up and having the newsletter completely updated. All right. And then on Thursday, you're going to be doing 2.07, and we're going to start working on that persuasive essay rough draft. And then 2.08, you should be doing that 2.08 and writing that rough draft. You do not have to turn in your rough draft to me. I know that it says that on here. You will find that final draft in 212, but we're just writing the rough draft. Again, like the personal narrative, you do not have to turn your rough draft into me. If you would like for me to look over it with you, please email it to me and come to open office, and I will discuss it with you and tell you what you need to work on to improve it to make a good grade. But you do not have to turn in that rough draft to me like it says here. Just like your personal narrative, we don't turn in the rough draft. I just want to see your final copy. We're not ready quite there to the final copy, but you should start working on your personal narrative. All right, with that being said, let's get started on the lesson, comparing and contrasting. Comparing and contrasting text helps readers understand what they read better. When you compare and contrast, you notice what is the same and what is different between the two passages. I love using Venn diagrams for this. Passages can be compared and contrasted by their theme, their topic, pattern of events, etc. And I love this little visual here. That is so cool. Let's look at these two passages, The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, an Aesop fable retold. Once there was a very hungry wolf wandering through the countryside. He came across a field of sheep and their young lambs, and we all know that a wolf's favorite food is a young, juicy lamb. When the wolf tried to sneak up on the lambs, they wisely scurried away. The wolf was starving and did not have the energy to chase the lamb. As he wandered away from the field, he had an extraordinary piece of luck. He found a fleece, the skin of a sheep, that had been flayed and thrown aside. He quickly put it over his own fur. With the disguise, he could fool the ewes, mother sheep, and the lambs. When they saw him approach this time, they believed he was just another sheep in the flock. Then the wolf was able to lure a lamb away from his mother, and he quickly made his move. The lamb was a delicious meal for the wolf, all the more satisfying because he had been able to deceive the lamb and his watchful mother. The moral: appearances can be deceptive. The Ant and the Chrysalis, an Aesop fable retold. Once there was a tiny ant happily running about in the sunshine in search of food. Suddenly he found a chrysalis hanging from the low branch of a bush. The chrysalis moved and wiggled, but the insect inside could not get free. When the ant realized that the chrysalis was actually a trapped animal, he felt sorry for it. How sad you must be. I can run about and climb the tallest trees, but you must live as a pitiful prisoner in your shell. Surely you wish you were free and lucky as I am. A few days later, the ant returned to the same spot and found only the shell of the chrysalis. He wondered what had become of the imprisoned creature. Suddenly, he noticed that he was being shaded and fanned by intricately patterned wings of a beautiful butterfly. Behold me, said the butterfly. You were feeling so sorry for me, but watch what I can do. The butterfly rose into the air and flew over the ant and the bushes and up to the top of the highest trees. He returned to the ant and said, I know you felt sorry for me when I could not move, but you never know what the lowest creature might become if it is given enough time. Moral: appearances can be deceptive. Number one, find two ways that these fables are the same. So right now, in your notes, think about it. Write down two ways in which they are the same. Hint, hint, look at the morals. Number two, find two ways that these fables are different. One's about this, the other is about this. Write down two things. Once you've written those two things down, we're ready to talk about tone. We're going to do tone is the attitude of the author toward the subject. Use your brain to find the tone in word choice and details. Mood is the emotions, feelings, and a reader gets from a story. Use your heart to feel mood and setting and imagery and word choice. All right, we have an ed puzzle right here. Let me copy this and make it copy. And I'm going to go ahead right now and make that a link so that it'll work for y'all when y'all have this. All right, and it turns blue. So go ahead and do this ed puzzle. It should take you about 11 minutes to do that. Click on that link. So you will just hover over it and see how it says control. So you'll click control and you'll hold down control and click on it to make it go to where you want it to go. And just to show you what it's going to kind of look like, this is what it should look like. And there'll be activities for you to do throughout. Okay. I am watching to see if y'all are doing these. Okay. So I'll know who does and doesn't do it. Pause the video here. Be sure and do that ed puzzle. Come back once you're finished. All right, now that you are finished with that, let's try some practice. The baseball game, version 1 and version 2. Cindy smiled. Her pal Tom was on a baseball team, and she couldn't wait to watch him play. She loved baseball. Sure, Tom's team, the Hopetown Hamsters, had never won a single game, but the boys had practiced hard and the sun was shining, and she had a very good feeling that day was the day they would win. Cindy walked excitedly into the direction of the baseball diamond, waving cheerfully to her neighbors along the way. What nice people. When she got to the shiny silver bleachers, she climbed to the very top to get the best view possible. Hooray! Her hilarious friend Henry was there. He always had the most wonderful jokes to share. He always had the best snacks, too, and offered her some of his buttery popcorn. Cindy chomped and cheered. It was going to be a great game indeed. Version 2. Cynthia frowned. In a weak moment, she had promised her annoying friend Tom that she'd attend his baseball game, and it was too late to back out now. Baseball was a depressing sport, especially when you were supporting the Sorrytown Seals, a ragtag team of misfits that always lost. Cynthia walked in the direction of the baseball diamond, lifted her hand lazily to return the enthusiastic greetings of her neighbors. When did they have to be so happy? What did they have to be so happy about? When she got to the battered gray bleachers, she climbed up to the very top so she wouldn't have to talk to anyone. But her plan didn't work. Her boring friend Henry plopped down beside her. He then proceeded to tell her the dumbest jokes while loudly crunching popcorn, which he proceeded to spill everywhere. What a mess. Cynthia sighed. It was going to be a very bad game indeed. All right, so look at the things that are similar about these two selections. Again, just like our previous practice, try to find at least 2 things that are similar. And then once you've done that, try to find 2 things that are different. Use that Venn diagram if that helps you like it does me. Pause the video while you look and come back when you're ready. All right, now that you're done with that, it is quiz time. Let's practice. Click on this homework quiz to take you to today's quiz is. As always, I'll be looking to see who completes these. If it asks for a code, the code is 64036610. Pause the video, do the quiz is. When you're done, come back. All right, now that you're back, let's recap what you should do on Monday. Monday, you are going to come to live class and you're going to complete the 2.04 quiz. All right. And that part of that's going to include reading the speech from President Obama's third annual back to school speech. All right. Tomorrow you'll be working on 2.05. There will be no live class connect sessions. On Wednesday, you'll have class with us, and you'll be working on the 2.06 OLS lesson, and there is a quiz attached to it. Anything that you learn on 2.05 may be on the 2.06. And then Thursday, you'll be working on 2.07, and Friday, 2.08. If you have any questions over any of this, please come to open office from 1 to 1:30. Monday through Thursday, and you can email or call me. All right, now we are starting Tuesday's assignment. We will not be having live classes this day, so everyone needs to watch this portion of the video. Today, I will review figurative language elements and analyze a poem. Our TEKS are 6.9D, figurative language, and 6.8B, poetry. The ELPs will be able to find imagery, emotion using figurative language. What does this quote mean to you? Train your mind to see the good in everything. Positivity is a choice. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Okay, again, yesterday you should have completed 2.04 and taking the quiz 2.04 quiz that covered lessons 2.03 and 2.04. Today you should be working on 2.05. There is no quiz attached to it, but anything that you learn in this one is going to help you write a persuasive essay, as well as possibly be on the 2.06 quiz that you'll be taking tomorrow. And then on Thursday, you'll be working on 2.07, and on Friday, 2.08. Let's get started with today's lessons over figurative language. We have 6 main figurative languages that we have been discussing. One is onomatopoeia. It's a word that sounds like the noise or action it is describing. The jet zoomed across the sky. Personification, it makes a non-human thing seem human. The tree invited us to come and play. Trees can't. Or like, I love in The Wizard of Oz, when the tree gets mad at him, starts chunking their apples at Dorothy and the Scarecrow. Love it. Definitely personification. Simile uses like or as to make a comparison. The ball streaked across the field like a meteor. See, it uses the word like, so that makes it, and it's comparing two things. Now, just because, oh, I like pizza, that's not a simile. I'm not comparing anything there. It has to be comparing. So it's comparing the ball to a meteor, and it uses the word like. The ball streaked across the field like a meteor. So you're comparing two things. It is a simile. And we have hyperbole. It's an exaggeration. The extra point kick missed by a mile. It could have only been about half a foot, and they'd still say, oh, it missed by a mile. It's exaggeration. Like, I'm as hungry as a horse. I could eat an entire horse right now. Probably not. An idiom is a phrase that means what it means, even if it doesn't make sense. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. That is generally true. Means as you get older, it's harder to learn and implement new practices. A metaphor, my goodness. A metaphor suggests that two different things are the same thing. So they compare two things, but it's not going to use like or as. Life is a curly slide full of twists and turns. So it's comparing life to the curly slide. But there is no like or as, it is, or they are, okay? Hopefully that makes that a little bit clear, but there is an Ed puzzle, so please click on the link there and go to that Ed puzzle. It should take you about 6 minutes to complete that. When you get finished, please come back, pause this video in the meantime and come back when you're done. All right, now that you are done with that Ed puzzle, I hope you found it fun. And let me show you just in case. So you're going to click, control and click, and I'll show you what this Ed puzzle looks like, just in case you were unsure if you did the right one. There are a lot of Ed puzzles. Oh, hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, that's what this Ed puzzle is going to look like when you start off, okay? So if you did that one, you did the correct one, you're in good shape. All right, let's go on. Put your own example in the box. So find me an example of a simile, a metaphor, personification, onomatopoeia, alliteration, and hyperbole. Once you have found, and you may pause the video until you have found an example or two of each of those. All right, now that you have found an example for each one of those, maybe even two examples on some, let's talk about poetry. Let's look at the parts of a poem. So we have these two, like we normally call them like paragraphs, separated by a space. Those are called stanzas. So this would be stanza 1, stanza 2. Each piece, like what would be a sentence, is a line. A line that is repeated over and over again is called a refrain. Much like in a song, you can have a refrain or chorus of a song. It's a line or a couple of lines that are repeated. So let's look at this one. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is broken winged bird. Life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to your dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. Langston Hughes. All right, a line is a single row of words. The stanza is the group of lines or poems separated by space, and a refrain is a phrase, line, or stanza that is repeated throughout the poem. Let's look at one. City Spring. While we're doing this, let's look at the title. What do you think this poem is going to be about just by looking at the title? About a city and spring, probably. Paraphrase. Translate the poem into your own words. Okay, so to do that, we need to go ahead and read it first. Spring, can't hold it back. It burst out green from a sidewalk crack. Like a laugh so full you can't hold it in, with your hands held tight round your mouth and chin. So full of green you can't hold it back, spring burst out laughing from a sidewalk crack. And this is by Beverly McLaughlin. All right, so let's paraphrase this. Let's look at each one and paraphrase. Spring is going to come no matter what. It's green. It makes you laugh. It makes you hold your hands tight, run your mouth and chin, maybe like because you're in shock. Like it's so pretty. I think spring is. It's green, so that's, and again, it mentions how green it is. You can't hold it back. And it makes you laugh. So she's holding her hands because she's laughing. Spring makes her laugh. Okay, and it bursts through a sidewalk crack. So no matter what, it's going to come through. All right. Connotation. Contemplate the poem for meaning beyond the literal. Imagery, symbolism, diction, point of view, rhyme scheme, etc. So let's look at the rhyme scheme. Do we have a rhyme scheme here? We have A, B, C, because remember, back doesn't rhyme with spring, green doesn't rhyme with back. So A, B, C, but crack rhymes with back, so that would be B. So A, B, C, B rhyme scheme. Let's look at the next stanza. Full, so that's going to be A, N, B, because it doesn't rhyme with full. Tight is C, and chin and N rhyme. So in this case, we've got an A, B, C, B. So again, it's A, B, C, B rhyme scheme. Green, A, back, B, lightning, C, and crack B. So it's going to be an A, B, C, B rhyme scheme. So that's the rhyme scheme throughout the poem. All right. Well, let's look and contemplate the meaning. Spring's going to come no matter what. It's green. It makes you laugh. But it's going to come no matter what. What's the attitude? Does the speaker like, based on the word choice and stuff, do you think the author or the poet likes spring? I'd say so, because it talks about being green and makes you laugh, and talking about how, and again, it meant you're covering your mouth as you laugh and burst out laughing. So, I mean, usually things that make us happy make us laugh. So I'm going to say she's happy about spring. Shifts. Note the shifts in speaker and in attitude. Well, we really didn't see a shift here all throughout. I think that the author here really likes spring and finds it funny. Title. Examine the title again. Well, the reason it's in the city is because, you have sidewalks. And in the country, you don't have as many sidewalks. But in the city, you don't have as many grassy areas. But spring is going to spring through even the cracks in the sidewalk. It's going to come through no matter where you live. So the theme, determining what is the poet saying? What is the theme to this poem? Can't hold back spring. No matter where you are. All right, go formative. Write a poem about your favorite season. Include at least 3 different figurative language elements. So you're going to click on this go formative. It should take you right there. Write at least 7 sentences. I'm sorry. Write at least 1 stanza. That's 4 lines. Can be free verse, can have a rhyme scheme, but write a poem about your favorite season. Try to include at least 3 different figurative language elements. And to do that, I figure you're going to have more than just 4 lines. You'll probably need at least 3 stanzas, and do a literary one for each stanza. Unless you can cram it all in for some reason into 4. That would be very hard to do. But go do that. Take a few minutes to do that. So pause the video here. You may need to back up where I talk about the different figurative languages, and that's fine too. You should have the PowerPoint pulled up as well, and go take care of that right now, and pause the video, come back when you're done. All right, I cannot wait to read your poems that you put in Go Formative. Now it is quiz time. So we're going to go to Quizzes. So you're going to go to this link and take that Quizzes. If it does ask for a code, you'd put in 281-06498. Pause the video. When you're done with the Quizzes, please come back. I hope you liked that Quizzes and found it fun. Now, welcome back, and let's review what we're doing today. So we did not have live classes today, but yesterday you should have done 2.04 and taken the quiz. Today you're working on 2.05. It's helping prepare you to write a persuasive essay. That's going to be your next writing assignment. Tomorrow you'll do 206, and there is a quiz attached to that, so it could cover things in 205. And then on Thursday, you're going to work on 207 and 208, and go ahead and get started in writing that rough draft persuasive essay. If you need help with this or anything, please come visit me at Open Office Monday through Thursday. Or email or call me at eldroyd@tvahallsville.org or 254-307-0033. Thank you and have a great day. This is the end of our Tuesday class. Now we're starting our Wednesday class. And if you don't have me on Wednesday normally, then watch the Wednesday lesson. If you only have me on Tuesday, Thursday, please watch this lesson. so that you're ready and have the review so that you can do the best you can on that MobyMax retake opportunity for the interim exam. All right. I can summarize and make connections to a text. We're going to be covering 6.6D summary, 6.5E make connections, and our ELPs are 4.6 or 4.J. I will make connections between ideas and texts. And what does this quote mean to you? An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. Ooh, I like that. What does that mean to you? Take a moment to think about that. All right, let's go over what we're doing this week. So on Monday, you were working on 2.04. We had live classes. You worked on 2.04. You read President Obama's third annual back to school speech and took the quiz that covered that, as well as possibly some information from 2.03. Tuesday, which was yesterday, we did not have live class connect sessions. So you had to watch the video definitely from that part. And in the OLS, you were working on 2.05, where you learned about hook and lots of other stuff. I can't remember at the moment. I just did the recording on that lesson. You learned about hook and introductory paragraph and kind of how to set up your persuasive essay, and learned about refuting arguments. Yes. And there's no quiz attached to that, but information from the 2.05 could be found on what you're supposed to work on today, which is 2.06. And it has a teacher graded assignment. And hopefully by the time that you get here, I will have the recording to that lesson already up and ready for you to have in the newsletter. 2.07 will be on Thursday, and it's going to start helping you write your rough draft. You do not have to turn it into me, just like the personal narrative one. You do not need to turn it into me, but if you would like for me to look over it and give you feedback, please email it to me and come see me during Help Lab. And that's what you're going to be working on Thursday, and Friday you're going to be working 207 and then 208 on Friday. All right, let's get into our lesson. A summary. A summary retells the main events of a story in a shorter version. The purpose is to show that you understand the main idea and details. When we're doing a summary, we use somebody, wanted, but, so, then. So somebody is who is the main character. Wanted is what did the main character want to do. But what was the problem? So how did the character solve the problem? And then what was the resolution? There are many strategies you can use to help you summarize a text. Today, we're going to review how to summarize a literary text or fictional text using the SWBST or 5-finger summary strategy. All right, we've got a video for you to watch. I did include it on the YouTube. If your parents would rather you not watch a YouTube video, here is the Safe Share link. So you pick whichever one you want to click on and watch the video. I believe this video, let me see if I can pull up. Oh, nope, that's not it. That is not it. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Well, I don't know what happened. I thought I had that saved and up here for me to use. I'm sorry about that. I guess somewhere along the way it got canceled out. I don't know what happened to it. Wait, there it is. There it is. There it is. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, well, I'll click on this Safe Share video. Control and click, and it will pop it up, and I can show you what it looks like. Okay. This is what the summary video looks like. I'm not going to go over it. You can watch it yourself. So click on the link and take a few minutes to watch it. Looks like it lasts about 2.5 minutes. Pause the video. When you're done watching, come on back. All right, now that you're back, let's try some practice. Wheels on wings. Wheels on wings. Like most extreme athletes, Aaron Wheels Fotheringham loves to compete. He's always looking for new challenges, and he works hard to perfect the heart-stopping tricks that make extreme sports so exciting. There's just one thing that sets Fotheringham apart than most of the other extreme bikers and skaters. He competes in a wheelchair. Fotheringham was born with a spinal cord condition called spina bifida, which prevents him from using his legs. Doctors said he would be incapable of ever walking on his own, but his condition never slowed him down. Fotheringham was steadfast and kept up with the other 5 kids in his family. Even as a small child, if he wanted to do something, he figured out a way. When Fotheringham was 8, he watched his older brother rocket a bike down the ramp at a local skate park. With his brother's support, he tried the ramp himself. At first, he crashed despite bumps, bruises, and a few broken wheelchairs. Fotheringham kept trying with a helmet always firmly in place. He sometimes spent 30 hours a week mastering new tricks. Over time, he tried more challenging jumps and flips. He grew to love the sport called hardcore sitting. Fotheringham often works on new stunts. In 2005, he mastered a mid-air 180-degree turn. In 2006, he wowed people with the first successful wheelchair backflip. Then in 2010, at the age of 18, he did the first ever double backflip in a wheelchair. Videos of Fotheringham's flips have made him an internet celebrity. He has also been interviewed on CNN and earned a spot on the ABC news segment Person of the Week. Today, Fotheringham competes in extreme sports contests where he's almost always the only athlete in a wheelchair. He's won several BMX 1 freestyle events, though he says having fun is his foremost goal. Winning is simply a bonus. He also performs on extreme sports tours, racing down huge ramps and flying into the air to entertain crowds. To spectators, it may seem as if Fotheringham was born doing backflips, but his skill is the result of years of practice in his free time. Fotheringham is learning to build special wheelchair for the use of extreme sports. He hopes to have his own line of extreme wheelchairs someday so that more kids can use their wheelchairs for fun. Fotheringham's fame has enabled him to meet and work with other young people with disabilities. I'm gonna move that so you can see. He entertains them and talks with them about finding ways to get the most out of life. He likes to show these young people that a wheelchair can be a toy as well as a tool. To Fotheringham, a disability can be mastered just like a stunt. Aaron Wheels Fotheringham has always seen opportunities instead of limitations. He challenges all of us to look for possibilities and let our dreams soar. That's cool. I'm going to have to look him up more. All right, let's apply the SWBST to the wheels on wings. Someone who, and Wheels is his nickname. That's why it was in quotation. He just goes by Wheels. Who? Who was that story about? What did he want to do? But what was the problem? What was keeping him from doing what he wanted to do? So what did he do to overcome that but? And then finally, what happened? Well, the someone, as you know, is Aaron Wills Fotheringham. Okay, fill this out. Then once you've got it done, come back and we'll kind of check your answers. So pause the video, write down your notes on this, When you're done, come back and let's check it. All right, now that you've gotten that done, the someone, of course, is Aaron Fotheringham, aka Wheels. The wanted, he wanted to do cool tricks like his brother did on his bicycle, but he has spina bifida and cannot use his legs. So here we go. Here's the so. He learned how to do those same tricks that his brother was doing on his bike in his wheelchair. Then at the end, well, he's become kind of sort of famous, and he hopes to one day have like sporting wheelchairs where other kids can do tricks like him. All right, let's make some connections. So we have, last week we talked about text to self. So when you read something and then it reminds you of something in your own life, or when you read something, text to text is when you read something, hey, it reminds me of that other story I read. Text to world is when you read a story and you're like, oh, that reminds me of that history thing that happened in real life. Or, you know, we're studying about, you know, global warming, and that reminds me that, you know, yeah. Or text to media, something that you have seen on YouTube or on TikTok or Facebook, or yeah, or in a YouTube video. All right, let's look at the go formative. What connections can you make to the text we read today? Write 7 sentences over. What kinds of memories, feelings, or ideas did the text give you? Did any of the text remind you of something you've read about or watched on TV? So go down here, hold down the control button and click on that link, and it will take you to that go formative. Remember, I'm looking for a minimum of 7 sentences. I'm going to be checking to see who's doing them. So pause the video, go do that, and then come back. All right, now that you're back, it is quiz time. So again, you're going to click on this link right here, control and click, and it's going to take you to your quizzes. So pause the video while you do your quizzes and come back when you're done. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed that quizzes and found it fun and informative. So let me know, how are you feeling about this? Did you nail it? You're a little unsure about it still? Or are you still like, I can't even, I still do not have this down. I need way more practice. Let me know how you're feeling. If you are feeling unsure or that you can't even, please come see me during Help Lab. All right. So today you should be taking your 2.06 quiz. You should have already taken the 2.04 quiz on Monday, done your lesson 2.05 yesterday. Some of it will be on this quiz today on 2.06. And then 2.07 and 2.08 are coming up tomorrow and Friday. So be sure and get those done. If you do not have class with me normally on Thursday, please watch the Thursday lesson. All right. See you next time. Come see me or email me if you're having any trouble, ljordan@tvahallsville.org, 254-307-0033. All right, this is the end of Wednesday's lesson. Now we're moving on to Thursday's lesson. If you do not normally have me for class on Thursday, please watch this section as well so that you have the full review and can do your very best work. And you will be ready to take the retake opportunity and MobyMax. All right. Today, I will understand and recognize the difference between ethos, pathos, and Legos. Or logos, sorry. Logos, not Legos. That's something else. Today's TEAG is 6.9G. Explain the difference between rhetorical devices and logical fallacies. 6.2B, vocabulary. And our ELPs are understand what a rhetorical device and logical fallacy is and use techniques to learn the new vocabulary. What does this quote mean to you? The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you will learn, the more places you will go. Dr. Seuss. Love that. All right, let's talk about what we're doing this week. Okay, so Monday you did 2.04, took that quiz. Yesterday, a couple days ago, you did 2.05 and completed that. 2.06 should now be done as well. You took that quiz yesterday and it could cover 205 as well as 206. And today you're going to be working on 207 and starting your rough draft for your persuasive essay. You do not have to turn this in to me, but if you would like for me to look it over, please email it to me and then come meet with me in an open office. And you can also work on 2.08 tomorrow. The three rhetorical appeals, pathos. The definition of pathos, it's like passion. Think of a heart. It's how you feel, the use of emotional appeal. Examples, heartwarming stories, personal experiences, humorous jokes, or pitiful photographs. Logos, logic. Think of Dr. Spock. The definition is the use of logical argument. Examples, statistics, facts, reasonable arguments, logical organization of information, etc. Give me just the facts. All right, ethos or ethics. The definition is the use of credibility and trust. So do you trust me? Ethos, ethics, do you trust me? Example, quotes from professionals, customer reviews, celebrity endorsements, personal qualifications. How many of you, when you're going to buy something from Amazon, you look down and see what other people that have purchased it reviewed it, and you read the reviews? That is ethical. Do you trust them? All right, rhetorical expression in terms, a statement was used in addition to evidence to strengthen an argument. So logos appeal to logic, pathos appeal to emotion, and ethos an appeal to ethics. Let's look at one at a time. Logos are devices in this category seek to convince and persuade via logic and reasoning, and will usually use statistics, cited facts, and statements by authorities to make their point and persuade their listener. Pathos, these rhetorical devices base their appeal in emotion. This could mean invoking sympathy or pity in the listener, or making the audience angry in the service of inspiring action or changing their mind about something. And it's all about the feels. Ethos, ethical appeals to try to convince the audience that the speaker is a credible source and that their words have weight and must be taken seriously because they are serious and have the experience and judgment necessary to decide what's right. So that brain, that scale, equaling out, it equals ethos. Can you trust it? So logical fallacies. A logical fallacy is an error in reasoning. When using it in a text, it can weaken an argument. Despite this, logical fallacies can still be quite persuasive. So it's important to be aware of them. All right, watch this video over logical fallacies. So you'll click on the Safe Share. That's the one I'd really prefer you to watch. So you hit Control and you click it. And I'm going to pause this. And this is what it's going to look like. Okay. So if you're seeing that, you're doing the right one. That video is about 3.5 minutes long. So pause this video, watch that, and come back when you're done. All right. Now that you're done with that, let's review. Synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms mean they have the same meaning. Antonym means opposite. Okay, so a synonym of small would be little, but an antonym would be big. Okay, the word happy, a synonym would be joyful, but an antonym would be sad. The word woman, a synonym would be lady, but the opposite would be a man. Or antonym would be a man. Let's try remembering use antonym instead of opposite. We're not in elementary anymore. When you're cold, the word cold, a synonym would be chilly. an antonym would be hot. Fast, the word fast. A synonym would be swift, and an antonym would be slow. The word sick, a synonym would be ill, and an antonym would be healthy. And then the word wet, a synonym would be soaked, and an antonym would be dry. We have some cool vocabulary games for you. So let me put, I need to insert the link to the link tree. Let me do that real quick. Insert text box. And I'm going to drop right here. And let me put in that link tree. Where is it? You can see the link down here in the chat. Hold on. Copy. Control V, enter. Okay. Copy, insert. Got to do insert again. Control V. And I want to make this clickable, so I'm going to highlight it. Sorry, guys. Right click, link it. And click OK. All right. Now I've got a clickable link in there for you guys. So you'll click on this and hit, you press Control and click on it. And it will take you to this link tree where you can practice some paragraphs, some cool games. There's tons of cool games here to help you. Practice some of those skills. Once you're practiced up and you are ready, you are good to take the MobyMax USA Test Prep retake thing. It's gonna be a quick benchmark. So to do that, you need to log into MobyMax. So again, press Control and click there. It will take you to MobyMax. Your first one is going to be your name and student ID, just like in USA Test Prep. So it could be La Monica 456. Be sure that you capitalize the first letter of your name. You are a proper noun, and it should be capitalized. And the last 3 digits of your student ID is where I got those numbers. And then password for everybody is Bobcats. Be sure to capitalize that B. Once you're logged in there, it may automatically take you, and you may see a screen pop up that looks like this that says assignments, tests, reading skills, literature, quick benchmark, grade 6. Take it. Then if it doesn't and it logs you in here, if you look up here, there's a little piece of paper with a 1 should be next to it. Click on that and that'll take you to it. So if it doesn't do it automatically, no fears. Look up here and click that right there. All right, pause the video, go take that, come back when you're done. Good luck. It'll take you probably about 15 minutes to do. It's not near as long as the USA Test Prep one. All right, now that you're back, hopefully y'all did awesome on that. Here's what we're doing. Don't forget to do 2.07 and complete 2.08 and take the MobyMax test today. So if you didn't finish that, go ahead and finish. And then you're going to take 2.08 tomorrow. You're going to go ahead and get started on writing your persuasive essay rough draft. Again, if you want to share that with me, you can email it to me and I'll meet you in Help Lab to discuss it. Give you some pointers, tips, tricks to make you a better grade. As always, if you need anything, you can email me at ljordan@tvahallsville.org or call and leave me a message or text me at 254-307-0033. If your learning coach has not opted you in for calls and text back, please, and you call or text me, please be looking at your email for a response, or I will be reaching out to your learning coaches. All right, y'all have an awesome week. And let me know if you need anything. Bye.